What's up, everybody? This is the Hodgepodge of Nothingness. I am David Korb, joined by my longtime Twitter friend, John Gilger. How you doing, John?
Doing great, David. Spring has arrived in Lexington, 65 degrees, and we're going to tumble to 30 in the next 2 weeks. So I can't complain right now.
Good for you. It's we're getting high 30s, low 40s, and we're very happy about it here in old Pittsburgh, PA. Dude, I've been biting at the bit to talk about the Pirates. Like, just the off season has been one of the better off seasons they've had in, I don't
Yep.
know, a decade,
Yep.
over a decade. You know, trading for Lau, getting O'Hearn, signing Ozuna. Well, yeah, that's kind of also debatable in some ways. We'll talk about that here in a minute. But dude, just they're actually spending money, and it's kind of shocking. But then when you look at it, maybe it's not, because of the fact that maybe there'll be no baseball next year. So there might be a lockout over the whole having a salary cap. So
And they're spending money, but basically O'Hearn is the only guy that they brought in with multi-year term. I mean,
yeah,
everybody else, Lau is a restrict or an free agent after this year.
true.
Ozuna's only a year. So pretty much standard with Ben Sherrington not going above 2 years.
Not shocked.
No, I'm not shocked either.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy to see it's happening. The big thing is that they added power. They have added 69 home runs to this team, and if you add that on top of what they did this past season, that would put them. They moved from 30th to 15th in the league in home runs, which is a huge jump. So for a team with a pitching ERA in the threes, it was seventh best in the league.
Yep.
Now you add 69 home runs to put them 15th in home runs. Some things might go better for the Pirates, but we'll see.
And David, I think they could have added more. I'll talk about my thoughts. Um, it would have involved Noah Suna and chasing after Evgenio Suarez earlier instead of screwing around with Okamoto. Then you have a 40 home run guy at third base, which would add more power, but it didn't work out that way.
Yep. We'll get into rumors later in
Yeah.
the show. But first thing I wanted to get into was AJ Burnett. He's now got invited by Don Kelly invited him to spring training. He came down. So I thought that was really cool. Love AJ Burnett. Love what he brings to the table. Just a fucking winner. Just
I
basically
have
a
a
winner.
man. I have a.
And
I
love the
have a
mentality.
man crush. I have a man crush on AJ Burnett. I mean, I loved him when he was in Pittsburgh, and I think he adds value coming down because you take a look at that rotation. You know, Keller is a seasoned veteran. He's been around for a few years. Skeens, even though he's dominant, he hasn't been around long enough. You know, he hasn't been
Yeah.
around ages. And then you go down the road. Yeah, Jared Jones, he's out. He'll come back eventually,
Mm-hmm.
but all the other options are rookies, or they played a half a year or a quarter of a year last year in Pittsburgh. Bubba, Ashcraft, whatever. That's a lot of youth, and they
Yeah.
need some veteran leadership or veteran presence to help them out.
Well, let's go ahead and get into it then. I'll go ahead and bring up the rotation. Now, this is straight off the Pirates website. So they're kind of telling us what they're thinking as of right now. And there it is. That's what they're showing. The rotation right now is Skeens, Keller, Chandler, Ashcraft, and then Jose Urquidy. They just added. I didn't really think he was going to be a starter. I thought he was going to be a bullpen guy. He's had some injuries. When he was fully healthy a couple years back, he was not a bad starting pitcher. But injuries started creeping in, and it wasn't as well. I think he got moved to the bullpen, if I remember correctly, it was last year by the Astros. And that's what I assumed. But then I go on their site and I see this. And I'm like, whoa, no, they're definitely thinking about making him the starter if they don't find somebody else.
If this guy stays healthy, he could be a sneaky great signing by Ben. I had Jose on my fantasy team when he was healthy, and he really helped my team. I love the signing, provided that he stays healthy, but he's versatile. He can go in the pen, he can come and start, you know, when Jared gets back, he could be off to the pen. And that's not a bad situation.
No, if they want to ease him, and
Right.
absolutely, I could see that. Speaking of bullpen, I can go ahead and show that next. Let me scroll down here and get to it. Here, there's what they should have their bullpen right now. This is going off of. I'm trying to remember if this was off the 40 or if this was off the depth chart because they have different things. But this is what they're showing right now. Is Santana? They got Ashcraft in that as well.
Right.
Lawrence,
Yes.
yeah, Soto. They just signed. Majinski, who's trying to be a starter. I don't know if you saw that,
I saw
but
that.
he's actually trying to get stretched out and be a starter, which I thought was interesting because they were doing that with him last year, and I didn't
Yep.
like it. Like,
Yep.
because to me, he's one of those guys after those first maybe second time through the rotation of batting, he's done. They
He's
start
done.
hitting him. It doesn't. So I personally think he'd be better off in the bullpen, but I don't know. We'll see what they do. Matson, Pittsburgh kid, did really well. Ramirez, Nicholas. The kid's got great stuff, but he can't
It's
control it.
It's time. It's
Yeah.
time he figures it out this year.
Yeah. And then the one I'm excited about is Hunter Barco. Like he's done very well in the minors. Is it time for him yet? Maybe probably not. I don't know, but I mean they're listing him right now officially part of their bullpen. So I find that interesting.
He's also a potential starter. So,
Yeah.
I like the bullpen in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I
The
do too.
Ashcraft I love. Now, if he's in the rotation, the bullpen gets a little, I'm not gonna say dicey. You still have
right.
some arms,
Right.
but some of those guys like Nicholas need to make the progression
Yeah.
and then Matson needs to stay where he did well last year, slight improvement, and then Soto, he's coming off a rough year last year.
Yeah, he didn't do that well.
Right, but you need to add a lefty that throws 97.
Exactly. I with Nicholas, he's got nasty stuff. He's just got to control it. If he finds the control, look out. But yeah, but that's who they got right now. I'm going to show all the non-roster invitees, all of them. And here they are. Let's see here. We got Bo Burrows, Mike Clevenger, who's been a starter.
Yep.
He's another one who's had a nasty injury, if I remember correctly, a couple nasty injuries. He's coming off of Christian Curtis. If I remember correctly, he's the kid that did pretty good in the minors, but hasn't really had a lot of exposure to the majors.
If I remember correctly, he's an Arizona State product. So I remember him from his days out in Phoenix or Tempe.
Okay. Daryl Hicks, Noah Davis. These are just some guys, really. Davinsky, Dombrowski. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing anybody here that I see actually making this team for opening day and going north. I don't see it. So, I mean, to me, Clevenger or Curtis. When I look at this, Clevenger and Curtis are two guys. I guess if I had to pick two that I could see possibly making this team, it would be those two, and that's about it. How about you?
Well, Davinsky's had a few cups of coffee. I mean, he's been around for a little bit. Sort of a journeyman, never really materialized, but he's been on the mound in major league ballparks over the course of years. So I don't think he's going to make it, but that's another name to maybe track.
Okay. Yeah, I think that pretty much I think this one's about set in stone. And then they're still looking to trying to find somebody, a fifth guy, a lefty. Who is it they said today they're looking at? Patrick Corbin? Did you see it?
I saw Patrick Corbin. I mean, Patrick Corbin is a worse version of Mitch Keller. He's an innings eater.
Yeah,
but, Patrick was very good for Washington for a few years. Once he left Washington to Arizona, his career sort of fell apart. He's a 5 ERA, high 4.5 ERA guy. You know what? I know you need a lefty. I really do. I see it. The guy I would be chasing right now is Zach Littell. 10, high 3 ERA. He's been a starter the last 2 or 3 years. Was he in Tampa last year? Yes.
I want to say yes.
Yes. I think he fits perfectly. He's young, but he has some years on him. Um, but Corbin does fill a void.
What about Anderson? Would you rather them maybe bring him back, or you think he's cooked?
I'd rather go with Corbin than Anderson.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
give me a healthy Lucas Giolito and we're fine, but
Oh
that's
my
not going
God.
to happen.
That'd be
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, one can dream on that one.
sure.
All right. Next one I want to get into is the outfield, because we were just talking about this, how it's going to be it's going to get interesting. Right now I'm trying, like I said, I can't remember if this is on their 40 or if this is on their depth chart, but this is what they're showing right now. Billy Cook, Cruz, Justinson Garcia, they traded for earlier in the offseason. Jake Mangum got in that trade that got low in. Brian Reynolds, and then Esmeralda Valdez. Now, so with that group, I mean, obviously you got Cruz, Reynolds, Mangum, and then O'Hearn's gonna rotate out there too because of this whole Ozuna signing. Which
Right.
you and I both were talking about it before we came on. Like, we're not really too thrilled about that. They've kind of dug themselves a little defensive setup hole. Before we actually get into that, I actually wanted to show you the NRI roster for outfield too, before I get too far ahead of myself here. So here's the NRI roster for outfield, and this is it. This is the only guys. I was surprised by Mitch Jebb. I forgot that they were now making him more of an outfielder. I thought he was rotating
instead of
through
middle
both.
infield. Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting. I really liked this draft pick when they got him. Had a funky batting mechanics, but they fixed it. And he's hell of an athlete. Might have a little bit of pop. I just found it interesting that they have him on the NRI for outfield. What was your reaction to that?
You know what? He's an athlete. Outside of Cruz, who do we have in center? I mean,
Mangum.
Mangum, but I see Mangum more as a corner. When Pittsburgh made that deal, and I love Jake Mangum. I thought that deal, getting Lau, getting Mangum, and then and if you go back to bullpen, I didn't see Montgomery's name on there.
I didn't either, and I'm
wondering
confused. Why they're not. Yeah, I wonder why he's not listed. I know.
Right, because that dude has an arm, and if he harnesses it like Kyle Nicholas, those are two very good arms in the bullpen.
Yes, I'm actually glad you said something, because I forgot I wanted to bring him up too. Hitting 101. He's before we get into the outfield again, he's hitting 101. He's just got to work on control. He's a Kyle Nicholas. He's got to work on his control. He figures that out. Nasty. Like, if he figures it out, he could literally be your closer.
Right.
That's how
you're right.
Good his stuff is. If he figures that out, he will eventually become the closer for this team, I think. But
he could be the setup guy for Santana, assuming Ashcraft is in the starting rotation.
Yep. Okay, so this is their actual defensive depth chart. Like, what they're literally showing us what they're thinking, and this is what they're thinking for left field: Reynolds, Mangum, York, and then center field: Cruz, Mangum, and in right field it's O'Hearn, Reynolds, Mangum, and York. So, this gets to me. Mangum is on this list as their best outfielder.
Yeah.
That's what he is. He's a defensive outfielder who hits for average, batting 296 last year. But the Ozuna signing really now bumps O'Hearn to the outfield and bumps Mangum off the field.
If you don't have that Ozuna signing, I was thinking this was the possible deal. Reynolds, Cruz, Mangum, O'Hearn at DH, and then that was where we're going to go.
Yeah.
That's a better defensive outfield
Mm-hmm.
than what it looks like we are probably. And no offense to Ryan O'Hearn, I like him better at first, but we have a first baseman who's I'm excited about this year.
Right. Like I just like I said, I was happy about the signing of Ozuna because of what it represents.
Right.
And if he's healthy, what he can do.
Mhm.
So what they're essentially doing is they're going for run production and they're sacrificing run protection.
Correct.
And I get it, but I'm hoping it doesn't bite them in the ass.
Right.
Like, like I'm hoping we get some dominant performances from our starting pitching.
Mhm.
And it doesn't hurt us. And same thing with the bullpen. Those guys come in there and they're pretty dominant. Because if they got to rely on this defense,
David,
not feeling great.
not to backtrack, go back to the second base depth chart.
Let me see.
If I remember correctly, Brandon Lau was last on that one.
That one?
I think you had a breakdown earlier with second base that I saw Lau.
Yeah, right. That one?
Yes. Lau was last on that. That can't be right.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe they're not doing it in order. Maybe
Okay.
they're just showing who is the second baseman.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And I mean, we got to get into this too. I mean, did I even bring up the infield NRIs yet? I don't think I did I?
No.
Okay, so let me do that too.
Because Brandon Lau is not a good defensive second baseman.
Well, here is the 40 with all of them,
Right?
And then we get into the infield NRIs. I'm trying to find it. I know I didn't get rid of it. So, oh, here it is. Sorry, it's acting funny on me. There we go.
No problem.
That's got the catching and the infielders on it. So here is the just straight infielder NRIs. Is that Samio, Gorson, Connor Griffin, Tamar Johnson, Ronnie Simone, and then you got like Wenzel and you got Alika Williams that I thought they finally got rid of and now he's back.
So did I.
But I mean, the big thing here is Connor Griffin. I mean, like, dude, the thought of having the number one prospect and the Cy Young Award winner on opening day to start the season is just like, I'm tickled pink of the thought of it. Me personally, if he looks the part in spring training, he's got to go north with them. He's got to.
Yep.
Because here's the way I look at it is essentially by adding Lowe, Ozuna, O'Hearn, Griffin, and I'll even throw Magnum in there with his 296 batting average. You have essentially added 5 new hitters to this team.
Yep.
And that's even if Garcia doesn't make the team. That's a 6th, and he's impressed them really a lot. So where there's a chance. So I really want to see Griffin go north because I think they can put him towards the bottom of the batting order, and I think that they don't got to put pressure on him now. It's crazy to say that about a Pirates lineup. It really is. But I feel like, dude, you don't got to put pressure on this kid to start the season. Like, bring him up, bat him towards the bottom of the lineup, and then if he starts heating up and it looks like he's fine, then go ahead and make that move to move him further up in the lineup. But I think he's got to go. He's got to.
Him being 19 doesn't bother me. He doesn't have the at-bats in AAA, but if he looks the part, he does. But let's take a look at it if he doesn't break camp. Okay? So you have Triolo. He can play shortstop and third. We don't have a backup third baseman. So you got to put him at third.
Here's their setup that they're thinking right now.
Right.
And so obviously
Nick making the transition from second to short.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, so to me, it's also, to me, shortstop and third baseman are intertwined because of the fact you've got guys like Triolo that can play both. They're giving Tamar Johnson looks at third. And you know who I don't think I brought up too was Valdez.
Valdez.
Valdez, before he got hurt, bro, he was doing really well. He had 2 triples, like 2 home runs, 4 doubles, like in his first like 100 at
Yep.
bats. Like
Yep.
he actually got hurt on the triple he hit, if I remember correctly, and that's when he came out for the season. Like he's a guy that everybody forgot about. That I'm kind of like, wait a second, like we could give this guy a shot.
Yep. Yep.
But when I saw Tamar Johnson was taking reps at third, I was like, ooh, because Tamar Johnson and Griffin on that left side of the diamond would be dynamite defensively.
It would be.
So
it would be.
like it's the same thing with Tamar Johnson, just with like as with Griffin. Like, is it too soon for him too? Because I don't think he hit as well as Connor Griffin did. So that's the thing where I am at with him. He's probably not ready yet hitting wise, but to see they're thinking it is interesting.
I mean, if I remember correctly, Johnson fell. Isn't he like number 7 prospect in our system now?
Yeah, he's dropped a little bit.
He dropped a little bit. That doesn't do much for me as far as him dropping to 7. But he still has it. It tells me he still has some work to go.
Yeah, well, no doubt.
Yeah.
So I just like the thought of it, but I don't want to shit on Triolo. I really don't. But I'm just sick of our third baseman not being a power hitting position. That's what really bugs me. The kid hit 7 home runs. I think it was 7.
Yep.
7 or 8 last year. You're not even giving me batting average. He batted, I think, like 228 or 229, something like that. Like I mean, what only thing you're getting with this guy is defense. And I get it. Golden Glove defense. Great. But at third, like it's just not what I'm looking for from the third base, that corner spot, if that makes sense.
Totally agree with you. The only thing that he did hit like 275 after the trade deadline, which gives me some degree of hope, but I still don't. I would rather have Jared Triola be that, dare I say, super sub, shortstop, third base, the way they should have used IKF instead of putting him at short.
Yep.
And then go get a third baseman.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like what they were doing with IKF either. The guy don't have the arm to throw from that side of the diamond. Like it was just like, but yeah. So it's gonna get interesting. I'm worried we're gonna see Triolo and Gonzalez to start the season. Gonzalez is short, Triolo at third, and that's what we're gonna see.
And Nick last year came back. I mean, yeah, he was injured. He was out of the lineup. But he really hasn't materialized as far as contributing offensively that much. He has his spots, but still 255 batting average or 260, very little pop.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into catching. That's the next thing I want to get into. So there's something I wanted to bring up to you about that.
Yep.
First, let's see, which one is this one? This is their actual. I think this is their actual list. Yeah. Okay. So this is their actual list on their 40 or the depth chart, and it's Bart, Davis, Flores. Notice someone's not on there.
Yep.
And now they do list them on the infield as a first baseman. Yep. Now. But it gets even more interesting. When you go into their depth chart, Andy Rodriguez is not on either. Mm-hmm. He isn't on infield and he's not on catching. They don't have him listed anywhere. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell that's all about. Like, why are they not listing him as anything on their depth charts?
He is as fragile as a Waterford crystal vase.
Yes, he is.
And he just can't remain healthy. And, his injuries tell me that he's a first baseman, right now.
Yeah.
But that guy that's sitting number 3 on the depth chart, Flores, when that trade was made, Jim Bowden on XM radio came out and said, Flores is more of a first baseman than a catcher.
Do you think Flores goes north with the team? Like, I
No,
don't think he does. Yeah,
no.
I don't see it.
Because your backup first baseman's O'Hearn, then you can
Right.
throw Mangum in there in the out. I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Like I to see this, I was shocked. I was just like, "Where's Indy? Like, what is this?" Like, so I think they're going to send him back down to. He's going to go to AAA to start the season. I don't know if they think he's quite ready yet. I think they really want to see Henry Davis be the one to take the reins, being the number one overall pick. Like, eventually, they want to see him. I think he's actually going to catch. What did I see? He's going to catch Skeens. Is it Ashcraft and Chandler?
Ashcraft and Chandler.
So he essentially is the guy. They're
Right.
making Bart take a back seat.
But here's the interesting thing about Barton, David. I'm taking a look at this right now, and I'm going to say there's going to be a change of catcher because we have seen Joey Bart's name in trade
You're absolutely right.
discussions, especially with the Houston Astros with their catching situation. So maybe Endy comes back in, maybe Flores breaks with. There's a lot still going on. I know
You're
spring
right.
training has, hit, but this roster is far from a completed roster because there are still some moving parts that can be made.
You are absolutely right. So here's the let me find the if I can damn it, did I forget to put the catcher NRI catchers on here? I did. Damn it. But let me see if it'll let me add them real quick. Because I did want to. No, it
Because
won't
they
let me
were
do it.
thinking, people were thinking Joey Bart was a piece going on in the Isaac Paredes potential deal to
There it
get
is.
Pittsburgh a third baseman.
I forgot that I had put it up earlier. Omar Alfonso, Derek Berg, and Sean Ross are your NRI
Right.
non-roster invitees. I forgot I had them with the infielders. So there's nothing there.
No,
Alfonso, I think if I remember correctly, he's down at like double A, isn't he?
he's down
Yeah, it goes
single A,
triple A
double
maybe.
A. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um. So, but he poses
No,
no threat of taking any spot here.
right.
So yeah, I think you're right. There is a lot of smoke about Bart getting traded. So I could easily see them thinking, you know what? We technically got four catchers. If they're that high on Flores, is what I mean.
Right.
Maybe they do make that move. I it'd be interesting to say that. Because Flores looked good when he first got caught up last year.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did.
So they're gonna want Henry Davis to be the guy. They've changed a shit ton of his mechanics. They're getting into the analytics with him.
Mm-hmm.
They have changed his batting stance. He's standing up further. He's not so hunched down.
Yep.
He's getting the bat off his shoulders now. I
Yep.
mean, that was Jesus, dude. I used to tell my kids that when I coached, like, hey man, you shouldn't be resting the bat on your shoulder. It's a real old
Mm-hmm.
school thing that we don't like. But I think it's funny now that he's getting that bat off his shoulder. Maybe got those hands raised up a little bit. It's probably going to help him coming through the zone maybe quicker.
Yep.
I remember McHenry was coming out saying, it's going to help him with that top spin on the ball when he hits it because of way his bat's coming through the zone now because of where his hand place was at. And it's very true. I can't tell you how many times I've had to adjust batters' hands because of where it's causing the bat to come through the zone on the ball. But so I'm excited for him too. Like I'm like, man, please tell me this kid figures it out because he sucked at defense when he came to the league.
Exactly.
Busted his ass, then became a defensive catcher, which was nice and crazy to see, happen over the years. It was cool to watch it, like to the point where they were, how do they say it? I think it was they had a winning record with him catching as
Yep.
opposed to Bart.
Yeah.
And so I thought I was like, man, I was like, am
Keep
I
in
really going to sit here and say he needs to start over Bart because Bart
keep
has the
in
better bat? But
keep in mind Henry comes up, bad defensive catcher, and then they toil with him in the outfield, which a position
true.
that he really didn't play ever. So
Right.
he's learning that whole thing out there. and then he's brought back to catcher. So they've jerked him around a little bit.
Yeah.
He made beautiful strides as a defensive catcher. He was
Yeah.
very solid last year. The only thing that he really needs to do is get the bat going. You saw it as well as I did last year. When he gets the ball in the bat, he does have power to put it out of the park.
Yep. He does.
So, if Henry Davis hits 230,
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy as hell.
Yep.
We all are happy as hell.
Yep.
And 230 is not great, but that's attainable.
For a catcher, though, it's fine.
It's fine.
It just
Yeah.
hit 230 and great defense.
Yep.
Bop some home runs. I don't know how many home runs I'm thinking with him, but like number 1 overall pick, I would like you to be near that 15, 20 mark.
Yep.
That'd be nice.
Yep.
I'd be happy with that.
So
if we get that out of him, man, there's a lot to get excited about.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Speaking of hitting, wanted to go ahead and like talk lineup with you.
Okay.
So I put a lineup together, and this is just guessing, basically. So I went with, and I'm not quite sure I'm okay with this, but I'm warming up to it. So I'm thinking Horwitz as the on base percentage, Reynolds, Lowe, Ozuna, O'Hearn, then Cruz, Gonzalez, Griffin, then Triolo.
That's not bad. See, once again, though, Pittsburgh doesn't have that prototypical leadoff hitter.
Mm-mm.
We have not had one for decades.
No.
I mean, Kutch did a very good job in his first stint here in Pittsburgh as leadoff, did well. And leadoff, but Horwitz is your best option, even though he is not your prototypical leadoff hitter. He should be batting down. He should be a run-producing guy.
I agree. I 100% agree.
But the OBP, the walks, decent average.
It's the only reason why he's there.
He's your best option in that slot.
Yeah. Like Cruz is somebody because of the stolen bases, but that power, I can't waste that power at the leadoff spot. I just can't.
Right.
And I put him down in the lineup more to take that pressure off him too.
Right.
So like that's my idea behind this. I had a hard time with basically 1 through 5. Like,
yeah.
Because Lowe hit 31 dingers last year.
Yep.
I think Ozuna hit 21 in a down year.
Yep.
O'Hearn, I can't remember what O'Hearn hit. I think about 20 plus as well, if I remember.
He was like high teens, close to 20. Yeah.
Okay, so like with that group, and I know Reynolds had a down year, but I'm not gonna bump him clear down the 5th.
Right.
I'm just not.
He didn't have much. He didn't have much protection last year,
and that is the biggest. That is the biggest thing about adding these guys is giving Cruz and Reynolds that protection now.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they have it, dude, you could see them both. Well, Reynolds, I expect to have a better season.
Yeah.
And you could see Cruz break out.
Right.
Imagine if Cruz did. Imagine if we're talking about a 30-30 guy, right? That'd be incredible. Again, another prospect that if he finds it this season, dude, they're gonna be incredible. Honestly, if Henry Davis and Cruz find it, look out. That's 2 more hitters added with these guys.
If Cruz were a 240 hitter, which is not great either,
no,
he should be your leadoff hitter.
Yeah,
with his speed.
With speed,
but you hate to waste that power because he's a power producing guy. But he would be a perfect option with his speed, causing stress on the pitchers and the catchers. That leads to mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
He would be perfect if he was a competent hitter.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think of Griffin at 8th? You think that's good to hide him there for now?
Perfect place for Connor Griffin.
Okay. Triolo obviously should bat last because I don't. Oh, dude, speaking of Griffin, have you seen him hitting shots at spring training? Like, dude.
Yeah.
A new video just dropped today, and he hit 2 more on top of the roof over there. behind the like, dude, he is crushing the baseball. When they drafted this kid, I didn't look at him as a power hitting shortstop.
No.
He's got a chance to be the first power hitting shortstop they've had. I pick the last time they had one.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
But this kid has a chance to be the first power hitting shortstop we've had ever. It feels like this century, we'll say.
Yeah.
So, it's just I didn't know he could do this unless he just through being developed. He's now generated more power. They figured out how to get this kid to hit for power. Either way, it's huge to have that. That's why I want him to come up with them north, because there's just too much opportunity there with him to pass up on that.
Totally agree. And plus he'll bring people just like Skeens to the park.
Yep.
Just for the intrigue to watch him play.
And that's why I think he's going to go north. They're probably going to have a lockout next year. They're going to try to make as much money as they can off ticket sales and vendors, and they're probably going to go all out this season. Now, with going all out for Bob Nutting is spending over $100 million.
Right.
So
right.
We're clear.
Right
now, they sit at $102 million, by the way, which the rumor is their BC has been allowed up to 110 or 115 million. Okay. So that's the rumor. So yeah, they're going to actually, I think, try to win and try to make some money before next year. So that's why I think they definitely are going to let Griffin go north. Is they're going to be like, dude, that's going to put butts in seats.
Oh yeah.
I mean, opening day, Paul Skeens, Connor Griffin, people are going to come watch.
Oh yeah.
I'm
totally agree.
I'm still trying to figure out a way to get there myself. I think I got to work, and I'm like, shit, what do I just get off work and just go drive straight down to the park and try to get parking in time? Parking's a nightmare in Pittsburgh.
I should, but I'll see him in Cincinnati. Easy 70-mile drive up for me to see him in Cincinnati.
Yeah, no problem.
But I still think there's going to be a trade. I have a weird feeling that we're going to get a third baseman. I really do. And on Twitter, we both talked about that Casey Schmidt deal.
Oh yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to bring up.
And I was just like, why?
Yeah. What are we doing here? Why would you? Because didn't they say the compensation would be like Hunter Barco and freaking a high
arm, and then another
hitter. Prospect. They wanted a blue chip hitter or something like that. They said, "I mean, you're out of your fucking mind." For Schmidt? No, I don't think so. Right. When I looked that up and I saw he hit 5-6 more home runs than Triolo.
Right.
Batting average was just like .12 better, if that.
Yep.
I'm like, that's the difference of like Ford bats.
And Triolo is a better defensive player.
Yeah. It's like, no, I don't want that. No. What I want is, if you're going to trade and you're trading to have a serious third baseman, then go get one. I personally, Vientos and Beatty, I like either or. If they want to go after Paredes, I'm fine with that too. I'm trying to think of another third baseman they could go after.
I mean, here's
Alex
that
Baum is another
Alex
one.
Baum, but here's with Alex Baum, he's a 1-year rental, and then he goes to free agency.
Right.
So you are giving up prospects and whatever for
the compensation won't match what we get out of it. Yeah, you're right.
But also with the New York Mets, that Vientos Beatty thing, remember Lindor is injured, so they're already moving one of those guys.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that.
I don't know if they're trying to throw Vientos at short.
Dude, I completely forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
And then, where's Ronnie Mauricio? I thought he was going to be the heir apparent at shortstop, but that's the Mets problem to figure out.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Vientos, 233 average, 17 home runs, though, 61 RBIs, 99 hits. Did he even 99 hits? Did he not play a full season?
I don't know. I mean, Beatty would intrigue me more.
He has a negative WAR.
Yeah, he is. But look at 3 years ago. I mean, he had one big year, and then he's been on the
Yeah,
decline, so to speak.
yeah. I mean, he batted. Yeah, he batted 266 and 24.
Right.
Struck out 135 times.
Yep.
Struck out 115 last year. I don't know, man. I mean, OPS is good though.
Hmm.
837 in 24, 702. Just to clip that 700 mark, I like to see.
Right.
A lot of strikeouts though. Man, that's a lot.
Yep.
27 home runs in 24 though.
Yep.
How many at bats? Yeah, he's had 400 plus at bats, 450 plus last 2 seasons.
Hmm.
So, I mean, it'd be an improvement over Triolo.
Oh, sure.
I
But
just don't know
at
what
what?
I want to
What's the
give up.
cost?
Yeah, I don't know
What's
what
the
I want to give
cost?
up. And then the other one I wanted to look up was Beatty. I wanted to look him up too.
He was like a mid 230 hitter. He has some pop. They're looking at playing him in the outfield.
Yeah, he had 18 home runs. Let's see, 18 home runs, a 254 batting
Oh,
average.
254. Okay.
Yeah, 748 OPS. I mean, 108 Ks. It's not as bad as 135.
Right.
So, yeah, I could go for that too. He must have been injured in 24. He only had 153 at bats.
He was.
Um, but yeah, I mean, shit. Like 18 home runs is better than 7. I'll put it that
Hmm.
way. And
Yep.
then 254 batting average. That's almost a whole .25 better batting average. So than Triolo. So yeah, Beatty, I could be talked into both depending on the compensation.
And
That's the way I look at it.
it costs you less than Paredes because Houston is not trading him for futures. They're
Right.
trading him for a piece. And Joey
Hmm.
Bart alone is not going to get you
No, he won't.
Paredes.
They'll want a higher echelon pitcher as well. It won't just be Joey.
They'll want an Ashcraft
They'll want Ashcraft,
and
Barco.
Bart. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. And I'm not like I wanted Paredes originally, but when you start saying Ashcraft and Barco, I'm like, no, I'm not.
Right.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah. All right. Well, that's all I've got. You got anything else you'd like to say before we get off here?
You know what? This is going to be an interesting year. Lots of moving pieces, lots of things that make sense, lots of things that don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Connor Griffin is going to be a major key on this year. If he starts and does, and I don't, you know, I don't want to put all these expectations on this kid as a rookie. But if he comes in and does what he's supposed to do or what people forecast him, Brandon Lowe stays healthy, which last year he did, but in previous years, especially when he's on my
Mm-hmm.
fantasy team, he was a train wreck, always on the IR. Henry Davis makes that next step,
Yeah.
230 hitting. Cruz does the same thing. Now we're talking get a healthy Jared Jones back. There could be something there. That's a lot of things that need to happen, but it's reasonable.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty telling when Fangraphs came out and gave them a 42% chance to make the playoffs, and it's the 6th best in the NL. When I
Right.
saw that, I was like, whoa, even
Right.
they're buying into it.
Yeah.
But you're seeing like projections of 77 wins by people. And I'm like, they've got to be able to win more games than that this year. Like when
Right.
you double up your home run production, like when you're now projected to be 15th in home runs, if adding those home runs, and
Yep.
your ERA was in the 3s already, 7th best in the league. And that's without getting a full year of Bubba Chandler. That's without a full year of Ashcraft. And we're going to get probably 3 to 3.5 months of Jared Jones.
Yep.
So in my mind, I'm thinking the only downfall I'm seeing right now with this team is the defensive setups. And that's what I'm seeing right now is the defensive setups. Will Cruz hit? Will Henry Davis hit? And that's where I'm at with this.
and
Defense, couple young kids got to hit.
and I'm also taking into consideration St. Louis is tanked. I
Yeah.
mean, so we'll lose some games to St. Louis, but they're not going to have a win. They should not have a winning record against Pittsburgh this year.
Right. The Reds haven't done much at all to really get. They added Suarez, which pissed me off, but like
Right.
But like as far as pitching goes, they haven't really done
Did they
enough.
need, David, did they need to? Because you take a look at the Hunter Green, you take a look at Lodolo, you take a look at, they can throw 3 to 4 guys out there that are pretty good.
They're going to hope their hitting protects them.
Yeah.
And carries them.
You're
That's
right.
what they're hoping. They're going to hope their hitting carries them. And I would rather be a balanced approach when it comes to my team, which I think we are. And that's why the projection of us 42%, I think the Reds were like 19%. Like they were not projected to do very well. So it's going to be the Cubs. If, like I said, the defense doesn't hurt us and Davis and Cruz hit, it's going to be us and the Cubs having to go at it. And I'm not going to count out Milwaukee. They make projections and stuff like that for some reason are not too high on Milwaukee as they were last year for some reason. So I don't understand how the hell you go from, I don't know. There must be something I'm missing there with Milwaukee, but it's going to be those three having to go at it for the division. And I'm just happy and thrilled that I can say that it looks like we might be having a go at it for once for the division.
David, let's not. So do you remember when Ben Cherington was hired? The GM that he went up against for the Pirates job was the current Milwaukee Brewers.
Yeah, I know.
Arnold. And I think the world of that dude.
Yeah.
And he finds diamonds in the rough like you wouldn't believe. I mean, he traded who was it? Chad Durbin? No, the third baseman that was Durbin.
I think it's Durbin. Yeah,
Durbin. They traded him, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And they got back a huge package
and flipped it. Now look,
and I'm just like, yeah,
dude, he's good. He's really good. There's nothing you can do about it. Ben Cherington's been really bad. I think what saved his job was Skeens and Griffin.
Yeah. I mean, we just talked about this earlier. The Adam Frazier deal to San Diego is officially done for Pittsburgh. We don't have any, with Jack being, kicked. We don't have anything.
Dude, all of his trades from his first or second year were absolute disasters. Every single one of them. Like none of them came to fruition. None of them. But he saved his ass by drafting Skeens and then Connor Griffin. Because I think he would have been gone after this season if not for the fact Connor Griffin looks like the second coming of name someone. Like he looks like he's going to be one of the best players in the league. And I think that's what saved him is getting Skeens and now getting this kid. And now we're going to see if they save his ass on the field. Because I will say, if it's a disaster this year too, somehow, then he's cooked.
But I'm going to say this. I think he made one of his best trades in the offseason, sending Mike Burrows, who I loved, and he got Montgomery, Lau, and Mangum. I think that is going to be a very good trade for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think so too. And he made that trade. I was like, ooh. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know much about Mangum, but I knew Lowe was good.
Right.
And but then when I saw Magnum, I was like, oh, okay, this is one of those defensive guys that hits for average. Like with the Pirates, I'll even just hit for fucking average, for God's sake.
Right.
Like we couldn't even get that last year. It was everybody batted 225 or sub 225. Some of them didn't even hit over the Mendoza line.
Right.
Like Sawinski batting 147. Like OPS in the 500s. Like Jesus, bro. Like the standard has got to get better than this. And now it feels like it has. It feels like now we're up there. But I'm excited about this season. This is the most excited. I mean, I get excited every season. I just can't help it. But like this season's actually giving me like legit hope. So,
I totally agree. I like the moves. I still think there's one more move coming. I
hope you're right. God, I hope
think
you're right.
there is.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got, man. I just want to remind everybody, I'll be on the Here We Go podcast tonight at 7:30. Just like with this podcast, we're on the Steelers Sanctuary YouTube channel. So just check us out because I'll be doing the baseball stuff. We're going to be doing a fantasy baseball thing too. And then we're doing the draft. We got so much stuff we're going to be putting on here this whole offseason for the Steelers too. So until next time, take care, guys.
Keep warm, David.
Yep, you too, John. Thanks for coming on.
Bye.
Is that all?
No.
Wait a minute. The fuck? Why would you do that? Maybe we should think about this.
You are without doubt the worst pirate I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.